Hi, hello, welcome, namaste, bonjour, bienvenida, bienvenue, benvenuta. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Welcome to the celebration of our Founders Day, Alpha 2023. Our founder, Mr. TVS Sundaram Iyengar, was a visionary leader, a trailblazer, and a successful entrepreneur. Innovation was always a way of life for him. But every innovation that he brought into the system had customer at the core of it. That is why TVS brand has become the epitome of trust. On his 147th birth anniversary, let's together celebrate the legacy of our founder. One is beginning. One is a symbol of unity. One is wholeness. Despite being divided by regions, cultures, languages, we are united by TVS SES that connects all of us here today. Yes, you must have guessed by now. The theme for this year's Alpha is the power of one. Are you excited to see what's in store? I am excited. And let's watch a video coming up for all of you.
Ocean. A testimony to our origin and deep-rooted history, where boundaries melt and bonds are forged. Building skills to better livelihood.
TVS Supply Chain Solutions has given me training and offered me a job as well. It helped improve my family's livelihood.
I earn on my own and support my family too.
I take pride in saying that I work for TVS SES.
Has given me a huge confidence booster.
Excellent growth prospects.
Since joining the organization in 2001 as a project engineer with the General Motors business unit, during my 19 years here, I've held roles in operations, human resources, business development, and engineering. I've even sequenced a few thousand parts, driven a few trucks, and operated the occasional fork truck. I believe throughout our global organization, TVS has equipped our teams with great leaders, coaches, resources, and opportunities for each of us to grow individually and professionally.
Exciting overseas opportunities.
I joined the TVS group in 2019 as Head of Finance for India Operations. In 2022, I was given an opportunity to work as Head of Finance for TVS SES Recode. I did take the challenge up, and the company has been extremely supportive both in professional and the personal front in this shift.
Diversification in its fixtures.
I've been in the TVS group for 3 years as Managing Director of TVS China. I have a great team in China, composed of members who come from different backgrounds and disciplines. It has been a very exciting and rewarding journey to be working with a diverse group of employees at TVS SES.
Empowerment to achieve results.
Recently completed 19 years in the Royal Navy as a supply chain specialist. Unfortunately, I got diagnosed with leukemia, which led to the end of my naval career. I am now completely healed, then which led me to transition, which can be very painful, from military to civilian world, until I started searching and TVS kept popping up in my search engine, and then I got in touch, and I must say it was being a warm and welcoming feeling and seamless throughout the recruitment process, and now I'm a part of a family which empowers me to produce results.
Where reliable action speaks for itself.
We wanted somebody who was reliable, who could give us unstinted support, and who could take care of our requirements from a pure safety point of view. And TVS very well fitted the bill.
I've been successfully working with TVS for over 20 years, but we truly have got an excellent partnership with TVS, and they're still one of our closest suppliers.
Where caring for the ecosystem is a commitment. Stories are plenty, but the platform is one. It's the diversity. It's the clientele. It's the ecosystem. When it all comes together, it becomes holistic. So, let's celebrate.
The power of one.
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 Wow, that metaphor of an ocean is so relatable to our organization. It really made all of us realize that oneness is the essence of TVS SES, isn't it? Next, we have something unique coming up for all of you. It's a platform that provides our employees around the world to ask their questions to our Managing Director, Mr. Ravi Vishwanathan, and bridge the gaps through building bridges beyond borders. Niveda from our corporate communications team anchors the show for us. So over to you, Niveda.
Hello all, welcome to Building Bridges Beyond Borders. I'm Niveda from Team Corporate Communications, India, doubling up as your host for this exciting session. With me, I have our very own MD, Mr. Ravi Vishwanathan, here with us today. Welcome, Ravi.
Hello, Niveda. Good to see you. And let me start by wishing all TVS SCSers a very happy Founders Day, Alpha 2023.
It's the big day today. Alpha 2023 is here. So Ravi, let's talk about the theme, the power of one. Why do you think it's relevant here?
I think it's a great point. Today, if you look at our businesses, we have integrated the business into two core services, integrated supply chain solutions and network solutions. And network solutions has got two sub-segments, basically the global forwarding business and the time-critical last mile business. So we're really looking at how we have coalesced the company into three core offerings that we have today. The power of one is really about how can we now go to a customer and be able to offer a comprehensive set of services which encompasses integrated supply chain, it encompasses global forwarding, and it encompasses time-critical last mile. The value that the customer is going to get from the power of one is going to be exponential to where we see the value today. The power of one is also important from a customer and an employee perspective. It's the ability for us to work together as one and drive huge value to ourselves, to all of our stakeholders. And therefore, power of one is extremely relevant in today's scenario.
That's interesting, yes. So last year we came up with the tagline, Believe in the Power of Us. And this year the theme for this event is the power of one. So how do you see a direct relationship between the two?
I think Believe in the Power of Us is really a tagline which is very, very well accepted, not just by our own employees, but a lot of our customers. When I am on the field meeting customers, they're very complimentary to the Believe in the Power of Us. I think belief is what drives this organization, and the power of all of us coming together and the belief together is what is driving the value to every stakeholder. And therefore, as an extension of that tagline, today's theme, Power of One, is very relevant, and the connection is very obvious because it's belief and the power of us. And if all of us come together as one, then the power is going to drive huge value into the entire stakeholder community.
Yes, indeed. We are all divided by borders and united by TVS SES. So on this momentous day, we have something very unique, something that has never been done before. We are one organization, one TVS SES, and we are building bridges beyond borders. A bridge that connects, a bridge that strengthens, and a bridge that solves all puzzles. We have employees from all around the world, from different stages in their careers, joining here to ask you a few questions. First off, we have Megan Homan joining us from North America with her question. Over to you, Megan.
Hi, Ravi. It's nice to meet you. I just celebrated my 1-year anniversary with TVS. My two questions to you are, how should we go about planning new business strategies to stay competitive? How should we measure success once the improvement is implemented?
Megan, thank you so much. Firstly, I would like to congratulate the North America team for a wonderful year so far. It has been an incredible teamwork that we've seen from TVS SCS North America. And I urge all of you to continue in the same way. I think it's a good question on the strategy. If you look at TVS SCS North America, the core of what we've been doing is focused on integrated supply chain solutions to our customers and predominantly in the automobile sector. We need to continue to strengthen our core, and the way we would strengthen our core, Megan, is really about ensuring that our performance is benchmarked amongst the best, if not the best. I think that is the key thing as we continue to strengthen the core. And as we strengthen the core, we need to look at adjacencies to the core, which is what comes in the form of the capabilities that we have built around the globe. So today, we have a strong focus on integrated supply chain solutions in the auto sector. Richard and team are focused on taking that further into different sectors. The next stage would be to now cross-sell our capabilities, namely the global forwarding business and the time-critical last-mile business, and see how we can look at adjacencies to the core while continuing to strengthen the core. And I think that is a key strategy that Richard and team are working out, and I look at FY27 as really a milestone when we can measure how good we have been in executing the strategy of expanding our ability to serve the market. How do you then measure the performance? I think nothing is more important than measuring the satisfaction of customers. I look at measurements from two angles. One is qualitative. Qualitative is where customers are willing to be referees. Customers are willing to go and talk about what they have experienced with TVS SCS. Customers are willing to give more business simply on the strength of what we've been continuously delivering. The other is quantitative, which is really customer satisfaction, which is really net promoter score. And these are two important pillars in the way we would measure success. I hope that answers your question, Megan, and thank you for this wonderful question.
Great. Thank you, Ravi.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Ravi. Next up, we have Nicholas DeClue joining us from North America. Over to you, Nicholas.
What are the strategies for us to become a $2.5 billion company?
Nicholas, it is very important for us to keep talking about this aspirational vision of being a $2.5 billion company with a 4% PBT. Both are very important. FY27 is really where we believe that we'll be able to converge on both these goals. And each of the businesses have put together a very strong plan to deliver the $2.5 billion vision. The key for us to get to $2.5 billion is really execution focus. Our focus on ensuring that the quality of what we do is amongst the best. And as we increase our ability to deliver more services with the same consistent quality that TVS SCS is known for, I think we will see that graph going up exponentially. I firmly believe that $2.5 billion revenue with a 4% PBT is a very realistic vision. I call it aspirational. I call it aspirational more because it's going to be an inflection point for us as we engage with the business going forward. So I want to urge all of you to be very focused on the $2.5 billion vision with the 4% PBT, and that is going to be a very significant milestone from where the company will inflect and hopefully grow exponentially from there on.
Thank you, Nicholas. I'm sure that's an answer all our employees would want to know. And yes, we are all geared up for FY 2027. Next up, we have Gargi Vadera joining us from RICO. Over to you, Gargi.
You must have traveled to many countries and you will agree that there is always a learning from different cultures, meeting different people. Do you think inter-country programs for our employees will benefit with learnings, motivation and retention?
I think that's a great question, Gargi. Yes, I've had the benefit of traveling as part of my previous roles to different parts of the world and working in different cultures. And I should say it has helped me incredibly from an exposure perspective, from a knowledge perspective, and the ability to solve customers' problems and understand each region's cultures. I think it's very important for a global company to be seen as a local company in the markets that we serve. Absolutely critical is the fact that we need to have the mobility amongst our senior management and the middle management, so that that same exposure of roles and the learning that one gets from one region can be easily taken to other regions and propagated. I see it more as an ability for us to serve our customers better, for us to be a better company, for us to be a company which provides great opportunities to employees. I think retention will follow. Retention is a combination of many things that we do to instill confidence in our employees. And as we embark in programs like these and many of the programs that you have suggested, especially the intercompany movements, I think these will help buttress the ability for us to give that career and the choice to our employees, which will then make us an employer of choice, and then retention will be a lag factor. I think it's important that the lead indicators are very well tracked and managed, and therefore the focus should be on how do we enable employees to have all of the career opportunities that comes from us being a global company.
Looks like Gargi has another question for you.
TVS must be having a training academy to help grow our employees. How can this academy help all TVS employees across the board?
I recently visited one of the training academies in the outskirts of Chennai. Each of our units today are focused on building the capability of our employees. At the training academy in Chennai, I saw that we are not just providing training, but we are also trying to bring a fair amount of upliftment of the society in terms of providing job opportunities to the deserving in the regions that we operate. In the training academy, I saw young men and women who are getting trained on managing forklift trucks, reach trucks, being trained on the IT platforms and the basics of our supply chain solution business. I think every region is focused in building that capability. But I would like to just shift the focus to talk about really how do we use today's technology to enable us better. Today the world is moving more and more to online, and I think we need to leverage this truly so that we ensure that most of our training programs are available anywhere, anytime, and our employees have the freedom of choice to pick the courses that they want to, and they'll be able to upskill themselves. And once upskilled, we should then be able to provide them with the right opportunities so that they can be practitioners of what they have learned. I would urge Balaji and his team to really work on putting together a program which says that every employee has 10 days of learning in a year, for example, and that we should have enough content in our learning management systems so that employees will be able to make best use of it. The first step, of course, is already in place, which is deploying a learning management system. Now we have to take it upon ourselves to ensure that we have the right content there. And content can be in terms of pure online course, or it could be using some of the newer technologies, whether it is using visual aids, whether it's using AI, or whether it's using 3D technology and so on. We will evolve there. But the first step is to get acclimatized to this whole learning management system as an online learning tool, and we being responsible at least for 10 days in a year. Let's take that as a challenge that each one of us would embark on, reskilling ourselves, upskilling ourselves, and invest about 10 days every year. What do you say for that?
Thank you, Ravi. I'm sure we'll all take our time from our lives to upscale ourselves. Moving on, we now have Samuel Crosby from Rico joining us. Over to you, Sam.
Hi, Ravi. Does the business have an aspiration to grow our final mile network globally, providing interconnecting freight movements between countries and continents to offer customers an end-to-end network?
Thank you, Samuel. It's a good question. Today, TVS SCS works with over 64 Fortune 500 customers. And Fortune 500 customers would really like us to be an end-to-end player. An ability for us to be not just their partner in the supply chain solutions business, which is all of the 3PL, 4PL, but also being part of the freight movement and the time-critical last mile. We need to be very focused on our strategy. We are a B2B, B to small b business, and right now our strategy is focused around that. And therefore, we should ensure that we are cross-selling, to all of our customers and provide a holistic solution wherein we bring in together the three core subsegments that we have: integrated supply chain, global forwarding, and the time critical last mile, and provide a holistic value to our customers. Today, many customers are engaged with two of the three services that we offer. Some even have all three of them. The more we are able to get all three services into our customers, I think the more value we can drive to our customers and to the entire stakeholders. So clearly, yes, we want to be there, but remember, we'll continue to be focused on B2B unless we decide that we need to look at a different strategy.
Looks like Sam has another question for you.
Is there a plan to create a program whereby nominated future leaders can have the opportunity to work within different sectors of the TVS SES organization, helping to build a network of colleagues, gain knowledge of our business, and learn strong leadership skills to help grow into key global positions?
Very good question, Samuel. I've had multiple discussions with Balaji on this. It is very important for us to identify the future leaders and invest in them. And as part of that investment, one part would be for surely upskilling, ensuring that they are getting high quality training and exposure to world-class leadership programs. The other aspect is exactly what you said. How do you then prepare them so that they are available to take up any leadership role that will come up? As we grow from a $1.3 billion to a $2.5 billion business, the leadership positions are going to be many. And there is a crying need for our leaders from within the system to be available and be prepared and be trained and, more importantly, be very mobile so that they can take up these positions in the different units and geographies that we operate in. It is absolutely important, and I don't see us as a $2.5 billion company and not effectively implementing this strategy.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you, Sam. And I hope this answered your question. Next up, we have Malak James with us to ask his question. Yes, Malak.
Yeah, and I've been in the company for 3 months now. I was just wondering what new markets or industries were you interested in TVS exploring in the next few years?
Hello, Malak. Howdy, mate. I think it's important that we step back and look at one of the founding principles of our strategy. We call it the C cubed or the 3C strategy. If you imagine a cube having three dimensions, one having customer, the other having country, and the third having capability. This has been the basis on which our strategy has been built. So typically we go to a new country as long as we have a customer and a capability. Very rarely will we go to a new country and set up a flag. The only exception probably is the GFS business. But otherwise, we typically would follow a customer with whom we have already a good set of, engagement on a set of capabilities and then take them to a new country. And that's how our expansion has happened, and I think that's a strategy that has worked very well. So we will continue to focus on the C cube or the 3C strategy. Do we have any new country on the anvil? The answer is no. I think we are very focused today in the geographies that we are present in. We have a very strong strategy for North America. We have a strong strategy for Europe. We have a strong strategy for India and the Asia Pacific. We'll continue to look at new markets, provided we believe there is a lot of traction with the existing set of customers with whom we can then go and set our initial operations and then expand on the basis of that. Similarly, I believe we have come to a place where our capability set is very strong, and we continue to build on the current capability set. So I hope that answered your question. Strengthen the core, strengthen in ourselves in the geography that we are present today, and then as we expand, we would really look to some very strong customer sponsorships to take us to new markets.
Thank you, Malak. Thank you so much for joining us today. Next up, we have Pauline Theon joining us from Singapore. Over to you, Pauline.
This is my 33rd year in the industry and my number 6 with TVS. What would be your best advice to the young and aspiring in our organization?
Great question, and it's really about the future of the company. We need to have much more millennials than we have today. And I say that because it is intuitive with technology, right? As more and more businesses are going to be driven with the latest technologies, it's important that this generation participates in that, because this generation, the millennials, are the ones who are born with this technology. My advice, I wouldn't want to call it advice, but my suggestion really is to say that all of us need to imbibe the changes that are happening, especially with technology. Today, supply chain solutions are built with technology in the middle. Processes and technology are the key for the growth of any organization and the key for us to differentiate ourselves in the marketplace. So my real suggestion to the young and aspiring is to make ourselves relevant, continue to stay relevant, and the only way we can do that is to continuously keep upskilling ourselves, and that upskilling should have a very, very high percentage of technology. Automation is inevitable, but automation does not replace people. People continue to remain at the heart of solutions, and putting automation in solutions, putting technology into solutions is going to drive higher orders of efficiencies and therefore much higher value that the customer will see in the way we engage with them. I hope that answers your question. Once again, it's just a suggestion because the millennials know best what to do with technology.
Thank you, Pauline, and I'm sure we will be upscaling ourselves here. Moving on, we have Vikrant Raghavan joining us from India today. Over to you, Vikrant.
I've been part of TVS SES for a year and a half. What do you think would give our company an edge in a future where technological advancements like artificial intelligence and electric vehicles looms large over our industry? Will it cause a paradigm shift in the way our business operates?
I think, Vikrant, technology will continue to evolve and it will continue to create a whole lot of opportunities. I will actually step back and ask, why do you think it looms over our industry? I don't think so. I really think every technological shift is going to create incredible opportunities for every organization, and ours is no exception. The key for us is to ensure that we are either ahead or in step with those technological changes. Whether it's artificial intelligence or in your example, the EV, I think those are evolutions. If you look at the automobile industry itself, it has evolved to where it is today. Even the IC has evolved into a very high level of electronics driven automotive, right? So EV is the next evolution, and then maybe there's going to be hydrogen. So this is a continuous process. The key for us is to stay very close to our customers, try and understand what are the needs and how are we going to enable that, how are we going to equip ourselves so that we are prepared to be solution partners to our customers. It's very important that we stay in step or ahead of those technological changes. And that's going to come because we continuously invest in ourselves, in upskilling, in reskilling, and continuously evolve our offerings so that we'll be able to participate in all of these disruptions. There is this famous professor from Harvard, the late Clayton Christensen, and he said that one of the most important aspects of industry is innovation. And innovation comes in two forms: incremental innovation and disruptive innovation. And disruptive innovation doesn't happen too often. It is the incremental innovations that happen on an everyday basis. We need to focus on that. How do we make those incremental innovations? Either through some great things that we do around our offerings, or using technology to give incremental innovation. The disruptive innovations will happen once in a while, and maybe we will also be part of that. But we need to continuously keep investing in the technology and continuously keep in step with the technological evolution of our customers' businesses.
Thank you so much for your insights.
Thank you so much, Vikrant. Thank you, Ravi. I hope that answers your question, Vikrant. So, Ravi, I have a question for you. I've been in this organization for a couple of months now, and so TVS SES is perceived as a little conservative company. I've not seen many millennials around, and there's this absence of public appearances on public forums. So what do you think about that? What's your take on that, and how are we looking to change this perception?
So Niveda, I'm assuming you are a millennial, and I'm very happy that you are in the organization. And we need to have more of that, and that mix will change as we evolve. And it's very important for us because, like I said earlier, technology is going to be very critical as we evolve. And the millennials use technology very intuitively, and therefore it's very important that we have the right mix of millennials. And it's a good pointer. we need to have a strategy to attract more millennials into the company. On being a conservative brand, I don't know whether it's good or bad, right? If you ask around, our customers are pretty happy with who we are and the value that we deliver. I think it's important that we don't look at conservative as a negative position, because conservative is good. Sometimes when you just change from conservative to on your face, it may, in a way, impact the customer's perception of us. The TVS brand is a century-old brand. It's been built on fundamental principles of trust, value, and service. The brand is not an on-your-face brand, and TVS SCS will continue to reflect those aspects of the brand. But having said that, I just want to say that, just in the last 6 months, we have had over 200 news articles, both in the print and in the digital media. And that enhances our brand. And these are really thought-leading articles spoken by our founder, Executive Vice Chairman Dinesh, myself, Shankar, Balaji. Quite a few of us have been in the news talking about the knowledge that we have and the ability for us to be, solution partners to our customers. I think it is important that we continue on performance. I keep saying this again and again. We need to be seen as a performing brand. The best endorsement you can get is when a customer is willing to act as a referee. The best endorsement you can get is when a customer is willing to give us more business. The best endorsement you can get is when a customer goes to another organization and makes the call and says, I want you to be my partner. And that comes through consistency of what we deliver. It is good to be in the news for all the right reasons. Sometimes you want to be in the news for all the right reasons. And we'll continue to pursue ourselves to be a very strong brand. But having said that, we have a tagline, believe in the power of us. Today, when I drive around, I recently went to Bangalore by road. I saw quite a few trucks with our branding, and it made me very proud. So, yes, we will continue to put our brand out there, get the believe in the power of us message consistently delivered, not just through our performance, but also through these brand, what I would call ambassadors driving around the roads. Every unit across the globe has invested in rebranding, so we'll continue to do that. But I really think those would be incremental measures. The core of our brand is trust, value, and service, and that's what TVS stands for. And we need to make sure that our performance reflects these three fundamental values. And the more we do that, the more powerful our brand would be. And we have to be very proud of our heritage. At the same time, be positioned as a brand which is ready to imbibe the changes, ready to be seen as a company which has invested very wisely in technology and the ability for us to be relevant partners with changing times. I hope that answered the question, Niveda.
Yes, it does. And all of us are proud brand ambassadors of TVS SCS. And I'm sure we'll carry the word around. I'm sure everybody was enlightened by this insightful session. Together, let's unleash the power of one. We are now towards the end of the session. Thank you so much, Ravi, for joining us today.
Thank you, Niveda. It was a very engaging session. I want to thank all of you from across the globe for asking these wonderful questions. And I hope that the answers give enough reasons for us to go back and work on our strategies, execution of the strategies, and ensure that we have a happy workplace and a great set of customers who will be talking about the value that we add to them on a daily basis. I want to wish you all the very best.
It's me, Niveda, signing off.
It really was an engaging session, wasn't it? It is a platform of this kind that allows us to understand each other better, and above all, it ensures that there's no grey area around us. And we heard it from our managing director directly. Now, let's move on to the next item. From the very beginning, for Alpha, we always wanted to focus on our employees and the society at large. It is time to appreciate our employees who have gone that one extra mile to serve our customers even during extreme situations. it's also time to recognize their responsible contributions to society. Without further ado, let's find out the nominations for the TV Sundaram Iyengar Awards under the Extra Mile category.
For the Extra Mile Award category, the nominees are Mr. Thomas Bayer from TVS SCS GFS. Thomas efficiently handled logistical challenges during the Berlin Philharmonic Orchestra's US tour. He handled 170 pieces of cargo within 5 hours and built 12 PMC air pallets to meet the deadline of the Lufthansa cargo. Mr. Girija Shankar from TVS SCS India. Girija Shankar volunteered to take on the additional responsibility of leading the telecom and techlog business unit in India in the absence of the incumbent. He could exceed sales targets in the additional responsibility area. Mr. Luis Miguel from TVS SCS Rico. Luis Miguel managed the migration for mobile network operator Orange Spain. Around 70,000 spare parts were moved smoothly with just 4 staff, which gave Rico a nomination for Supplier Excellence in the customer's yearly business review. Mr. Thanasi from TVS SCS WDSI. Thanasi took the hard work of integrating the process for Xerox and UPS systems with our visibility app to give them the optimum solution. This has enabled WDSI to develop 12 integration points. Mr. Bill Wade from TVS SCS Europe. Bill's willingness to deliver in the winter months in the thick snow on the steep hills in Yorkshire. Bill walked up the hill to deliver to the engineer's van, so he had his delivery there ready for him to be able to carry out his work the next day. Mr. Ranjit from Center of Excellence. Ranjit executed business continuity process by cross-training the team. He simplified the process ideas to the finance operations team to make their work efficient and 100% accurate. Contributed in taking up COE to the next level by supporting the countries based on the tasks. Mr. Neeraj Radhakrishnan from Global Corporate. Neeraj implemented the digital contract management tool T-Jarvis across different regions, worked with business teams to make them acknowledge the need and convince them that the tool will complement their respective businesses.
And do you know who the winner is? Our winner is, hold your breaths, it's Mr. Bill Wade from TVS SCS Europe. This truly is a classic and a moving example of literally walking the extra mile. Bill never failed a delivery in the winter months in thick snow up steep hills in Yorkshire. The hill was too dangerous and thick with snow, but this didn't stop Bill carrying out his duties. Bill's actions ensured customer satisfaction and reaffirmed the brand establishment of TVS SCS as a reliable, no matter what, final mile delivery partner. So can we have a round of applause for our winner, Mr. Bill Wade, please? Congratulations, Mr. Bill. Now moving ahead to our next category, Social Contributions category.
For the Social Contribution Award category, the nominees are Mr. Matthew John Pilley from TVS SCS GFS. Matthew is a bush firefighting volunteer in Australia. When not fighting fire, he donates his time to educate the community on the dangers of fires and ways to reduce the risks. He also contributes his time for fundraising activities. Mr. Naveen Kumar from TVS SCS India. Naveen has donated blood and platelets 43 times and has established Human Help Welfare Trust to organize blood donation camps, cleaning drives, planting trees, and organizing donation drives for orphanages. Ms. Saika Yassin from TVS SCS Rico. Shaika Yassin, through Shahzad Yassin Foundation, supports the needy with healthcare, food aid, education, clean water, homeless feeds, winter warmth, orphans welfare, emergency welfare, etc. Mr. Amarnath from TVS SCS WDSI. Amarnath provided food for the needy and offered the disabled person in South Indian villages with groceries, supported the tribals with clothes and other items. Miss Laura Daglish and Mr. Andrew Derbyshire from TVS SCS Europe. Laura Daglish and Andrew Derbyshire, through Rainbow Hub and WizKids, provide therapeutic services for children with physical disabilities. They instilled confidence among young wheelchair users. They also campaign for a more inclusive society. Mr. Bill Belrose from TVS SCS North America. Bill gives countless hours of his time to help the community. During the Ukraine war, thousands of Ukrainians fled the war-torn areas in bitter cold. Bill reached out to his volunteer network to set up refugee camps for the people fleeing the country.
Now, have you guessed the winners for the social contributions category? We have two winners coming up. Our winner is Miss Saika Yassin from TVS SCS Rico. Saika Yassin initiated the Shahzad Yassin Foundation in memory of her brother. The foundation's initiatives include domestic poverty and homeless outreach projects including food banks, winter warmth, befriending and mental health support. One of the initiatives, the Homeless Outreach Program, aims to provide warm, tasty, nutritious food while trying to establish the message that homeless people needs to be respected and cared for. Congratulations, Saika Yassin. Can we have a round of applause for her? And our next winner is, we have two winners from social contributions category. One was Saika Yassin and our next winner is Mr. Bill Belrose from TVS SCS North America. Mr. Bill has donated countless hours of his time helping with his local community over 22 years. In 2022, as a result of the Ukraine war, fleeing by car was almost impossible because of the traffic jams and Russian checkpoints, making it very unsafe. Bill has assisted with setting up a house in Poland to act as an orphanage, caring for several children who cross the border alone. So far, 283 children have been housed and 83 of the children have been reunited with their families.
My parents, when I was growing up, were very crucial at helping me to understand the importance of helping others. And that really helped me to understand also as I moved forward. One of the biggest needs that I saw with the children in Ukraine was to find a way to bring them comfort, but also to help them to be able to understand and be calm in those situations. Congratulations,
Bill. Being a responsible corporate is one, but being a responsible corporate employee is very special. Many congratulations to all the winners. TVS SCS is proud to have you as part of the team. Finally, moving on to the most awaited part of the event. Let us now welcome the man who is considered as the game changer in the industry, known for his leadership qualities, a veteran in the supply chain industry, and our very own Executive Vice Chairman, Mr. R. Dinesh, for his keynote address. Warm welcome, Mr. Dinesh.
I'm happy to connect with all of you on the occasion of the 147th Founders Day celebrations of our organization. As all of you know, I think the founder, T.V. Sundaram Iyengar, was a pioneer in terms of starting businesses. For him, innovation was the key to success. And I would say he was not just a pioneer in terms of starting business, but also in terms of bringing together the family, the employees, and all those who have been associated with him to live his dream and achieve his vision. And as he has grown, or as the companies have grown through the years, I think we have followed that concept of making sure that we benefit and deliver value to each of our stakeholders. Actually, if I look back at the past, I think it was his ability to connect, understand customer requirements, and develop a value proposition for them, which made the difference, whether it was a B2C business of running a bus transport or selling vehicles, or the later years manufacturing components and providing services and other associated solutions to customers. We in TVS Supply Chain Solutions have built this business by bringing in a set of capabilities, and I would call it integrating the geographies in which these companies have been situated. As many of you know, I think we have had more than 15 acquisitions of the medium scale happening over the period starting from 2008 till 2022. And if I look at the value of the capabilities and the diversity which these capabilities have brought together, I think that's what differentiates us as a business when we offer solutions to our customers. But having said that, I'm even more delighted that today we are actually celebrating the power of one. That is the ability for us to bring together all of these diverse capabilities and offer them as solutions to all of our customers, not just in these geographies where the respective capabilities have been situated, but all across the globe, and provide the value to our customers and also to the people who are associated with us. Secondly, I think the power of one is really the strength of what we bring as a company, as an organization committed to the ideals which we have all stood for and which we continue to believe in, to provide value and to provide the best solution for our customers. The power of one distinguishes us as not just one more company in the logistics and the supply chain sector, but as the leader in terms of providing the best solution to our customers. I am happy and delighted that many of you have been living this message, and I am confident that we will continue to grow and be even more successful in the years ahead when we become, so to say, stronger than the individual capabilities by giving the power of one. I would also like to take this opportunity to congratulate all those who have gone the extra mile and have also supported in every manner possible social contributions. As I said, we are what we are because we have done the best for our customers, for all those who are associated with us. And this recognition actually is one more way of saying thank you and making sure that we recognize, reward, and make sure many of us follow the path of those who have actually been getting the reward today. I really look forward to seeing all of you soon in one more occasion of the celebration of all of us coming together and making this organization better and even more, I would call it, customer focused as we progress forward in our journey to customer satisfaction. All the best.
Thank you, Mr. Dinesh. Well, they say that all good things will have to come to an end. Yes, we have come to the end of Alpha 2023. Hope you all had an engaging session for the last 40 minutes. And let's celebrate the power of one, not only today, but moving forward as well. With this, once again, wishing you all a very happy Founders Day. It's me, Jyoti Kriplani, signing off. Thank you.